Full intro, expanded version. 2 countries, 2 accents, 1 language, but 2 totally different ideas of what it means to live and work comfortably. In Canada, mornings often begin with a routine. A reliable alarm clock, a quiet cup of coffee, maybe a podcast on personal growth or finance. The streets are clean, the trains run on time, and there's a quiet sense of purpose in the air. Now picture Australia. The sun rises early, people are out jogging by the beach, and you might even see someone surfing before heading to the office. No rushing, no heavy schedules. Just a smooth start to the day, often with a smile and a casual, "How you going?" Both countries are peaceful, safe, and full of opportunity. But when it comes to how people approach work, the differences are striking. Canada is known for its order, structure, and quiet professionalism. You're expected to show up on time, reply to emails politely, and yes, fill out that form in triplicate if needed. Australia? It's a different rhythm altogether. Here, flexibility, lifestyle, and mental health often take priority. Deadlines matter, but so does making it home for a beach barbecue or a sunset walk with friends. One country values precision and process. The other celebrates freedom and flow. Imagine 2 mornings. In one, deep breathing and mindfulness. In the other, caffeine-fueled determination and a brisk walk to the office. So, which sounds more comfortable to you? Canada, Canada, or Australia, Australia? Well, by the end of this video, you might be surprised where the real comfort lives. Because what seems easy on the surface sometimes hides unexpected challenges. Let's explore both sides, starting with a full day in the life of a typical worker in Canada. What time they wake up, how they commute, what the office feels like, and what happens after the laptop closes. Let's begin. Country number 1, Canada. A day in the life of a Canadian worker. Sunrise morning, calm, quiet, intentional. Most Canadians start their day between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m., especially in major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal. There's usually no panic or rush. Mornings here are predictable and calm, even in winter when it's still dark outside and the temperatures drop well below freezing. Many people begin their day with a cup of black coffee or tea, often brewed at home, paired with a simple breakfast like toast, eggs, cereal, or a bagel with cream cheese. Health-conscious folks might go for a smoothie, overnight oats, or avocado toast. Some take 10 to 15 minutes for stretching, meditation, yoga, or journaling, a quiet moment to mentally prepare for the day ahead. Productivity culture exists, but it's more about being well-prepared and balanced, rather than hustling at all costs. Morning rituals may also include checking the weather, layering up, especially in winter, and dressing appropriately depending on whether the day involves going into the office or working remotely. By 8 a.m., the cities gradually come to life. The streets are busy but orderly. Cafes fill with quiet customers picking up coffee to go, and the general energy is focused but not rushed. Train commute, efficient, but long. In cities like Toronto or Vancouver, public transit is a common choice. Subways, buses, streetcars, and commuter trains are the backbone of urban movement. These systems are generally reliable, though during peak hours, delays can happen. A typical commute can range from 30 minutes to over an hour, depending on housing location and access to transit. People living in the suburbs often face longer rides, but take them in stride. Commutes are just part of life. Even at rush hour, chaotic crowds are rare. Canadians tend to form neat lines, respect personal space, and keep noise levels low. Public decorum is important. During the commute, most people listen to podcasts, audiobooks, relaxing playlists, or catch up on the news. Others read e-books or scroll quietly on their phones. It's a personal, inward-facing time. Driving is more common in smaller towns and suburbs, especially where public transport is limited. Winter driving requires snow tires and patience, but most drivers obey traffic laws and stay calm even in tough conditions. Bike commuting is also growing in cities, with more bike lanes and a cultural push towards sustainability. Laptop computer start of workday, polite and focused. The typical workday begins around 9 a.m., though some early birds start by 8 o'clock. Most Canadians work in open-plan offices, co-working spaces, or hybrid remote models, especially post-pandemic. The atmosphere is professional, respectful, and modestly friendly. There's small talk, especially about the weather, but no excessive chit-chat. Conversations are usually light, polite, and considerate. Meetings are frequent but structured. They're typically scheduled via calendar invites with clear agendas and time blocks, and punctuality is highly valued. People rarely interrupt each other. Voices are calm, and tone matters. Workspaces are clean and minimalistic, often decorated with family photos, plants, or subtle motivational quotes. Around 10:30 or 11 a.m., a short coffee break is common. People either grab a second cup of coffee from the kitchen or visit the local cafe. These breaks are not very social, more a moment of quiet reset. Team communication is usually via Slack, Microsoft Teams, or email. Feedback is typically given in a constructive tone, never harsh. A typical critique might sound like, "Maybe we could try another approach," or, "I really appreciate your idea. Here's a small tweak." For can I foot plate lunch and breaks? Short, solo, efficient. Lunch usually happens between 12 o'clock and 1 p.m., and it's often quick and functional. Most workers take 30 to 45 minutes. Long social lunches are rare except on special occasions. In many corporate offices, people eat at their desks, multitasking while checking emails or catching up on a news article. Others head to a nearby cafe or food court for a sandwich or salad. Common meals include homemade leftovers, salads, wraps, soups, or ready-made meals. There's a growing culture around healthy eating, but fast food chains like Tim Hortons are still popular. In some workplaces, there's a shared kitchen space where coworkers briefly chat while heating up food. Still, Canadians generally value quiet, solo time during lunch. Unlike some European countries, there's typically only one main break during the workday. Smoking breaks are uncommon, and stepping out for hours at midday is virtually unheard of. 5 o'clock end of workday, timely and respectful. Most people finish work around 5 to 6 p.m., depending on industry and role. Canadians generally respect boundaries. The expectation is to be productive during working hours and disconnect afterward. While some fields like tech, law, or healthcare demand longer hours, chronic overtime is not glorified. If you consistently stay late, it may raise concerns about poor planning or burnout. There's an informal but strong etiquette. Don't send emails or Slack messages after hours unless absolutely necessary. Most people appreciate and protect their personal time. Leaving on time is not considered lazy, it's seen as healthy. Night with Stars evening. Recharge, relax, repeat. Evenings are dedicated to winding down and reclaiming personal time. Many go to the gym, yoga class, or on evening walks. Pet owners take their dogs out, families cook dinner together, and others unwind with a book or Netflix. Dinners are usually at home around 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. The meals vary from quick takeout to home-cooked dishes, often balanced and portion-controlled. Socializing happens, but often on weekends. On weeknights, plans are usually made in advance, dinner at a friend's place, a trivia night at a pub, or simply calling family. Canadians value quiet, safe environments, so nightlife is low-key during the week. Bars close early in many cities, and public behavior remains fairly calm. Alcohol is enjoyed in moderation, a glass of wine, a cold beer, or a cocktail with dinner. Excessive drinking is uncommon for working professionals. Weeknights are seen not as escape time, but as intentional recovery time. Canada cultural work traits. What stands out? Hierarchy is flat, but respectful. While leadership roles exist, Canadians expect a collaborative tone. Open communication is encouraged, but always with politeness and patience. Dress code. Practical professionalism. Most offices follow a business casual dress code. Blazers and smart shirts are common, but ties and heels are often optional. Tech workers might wear jeans, bankers still wear suits. Foreigners are surprised by how consistently polite everyone is. Even during tense situations, communication remains calm. There's a cultural tendency to avoid confrontation, sometimes to the point of passivity, but it fosters emotional safety. Small talk is expected, but superficial. Talking about the weather, weekend plans, or sports is common. But don't expect deep or personal conversations with colleagues right away. Work and personal life are clearly separated. People take their vacations seriously. They don't check emails while camping or skiing, and they don't expect others to either. Balabox with check in short. A Canadian workday is structured, respectful, and quietly efficient. It's not about extremes, not overly ambitious, but not lazy either. It reflects the broader values of the country: fairness, balance, and emotional calm. Here, you're expected to do your job well, support your team, and then go home and live your life without guilt. Next up, let's fly halfway across the world and step into the sun-soaked, easygoing rhythm of Australia. where work and waves often go hand in hand. Australia. A day in the life of an Australian worker. Some would face morning, early, light, and full of life. Australians are early risers. Most start their day between 5:30 and 7 a.m., especially in cities like Sydney, Brisbane, or Perth, where the sun is up early and the ocean is never far away. The morning doesn't feel rushed, it feels alive. Many Australians begin their day with a walk along the beach, a jog through the park, a swim at the local pool, or even a sunrise surf session. This isn't reserved for weekends. It's a lifestyle choice, built around sunshine and nature. Being active early isn't just common, it's expected. Breakfast is light but nutritious. Avocado on toast, muesli with fresh fruit, a protein smoothie, or eggs on sourdough. And of course, coffee is sacred. The flat white, Australia's pride, is a daily ritual. Cafes open early and fill with regulars chatting with baristas by name. You'll find lines at local cafes before 8 a.m., but no one seems to mind the wait. It's part of the ritual. The mood is positive, grounded, and deeply connected to the outdoors. People aren't glued to their phones. They're tuned into the weather, the waves, or their dog wagging its tail during the morning walk. Morning news might be on in the background, but it's the ocean or the sky that sets the tone. Bicycle commute. Casual, flexible, with a view. Commuting in Australia depends on where you live. In large cities, people use buses, light rail, and suburban trains, but there's no sense of chaos. Even during rush hour, things move smoothly, and no one is yelling into their phone. Many prefer to drive. The roads are open, parking is manageable, and traffic is usually bearable. Cyclists and e-scooter users are common too, especially in cities like Melbourne and Adelaide where bike lanes are integrated into city life. Average commute time ranges from 20 to 40 minutes. But what's special is the calmness of the journey. It's not uncommon to hear birds instead of honking horns. And depending on where you live, your morning view might include eucalyptus trees, city skylines, rolling hills, or even the sparkling ocean. It's also common to see people commuting in shorts, sandals, or workout clothes, especially in coastal cities. A quick change of clothes at the office, and they're ready to go. Some even ride aboard in the morning and swap wetsuits for workwear by 9 a.m. Adult laptop computer start of the workday, laid back, but results-focused. The workday usually begins between 8:30 and 9 a.m., though some flexible workplaces allow earlier or later starts. Offices are often open-plan, casual, or even fully remote. Australia embraced hybrid work early and continues to normalize it. What matters here isn't how you look, it's what you contribute. Dress codes are relaxed, especially outside corporate law or finance. A button-down and jeans? Perfectly fine. A t-shirt and sneakers? Still good, unless you're meeting clients. Work environments are egalitarian and friendly. Titles exist, but they don't define how people treat each other. It's completely normal for a junior team member to casually chat with the CEO over coffee or sit beside them during lunch. Mornings often start with short team check-ins or stand-up meetings, where everyone shares what they're working on and asks for support if needed. The vibe is focused, but never stiff. Feedback is casual and constant, less about hierarchy and more about collaboration. Coffee breaks are an essential part of the morning rhythm. Around 10:30, people naturally gather at the kitchen, rooftop, or nearest cafe. Offices often provide fruit, granola bars, or bickies, Australian for cookies. Someone might bring in banana bread or lamingtons to share. Fork and knife lunch and breaks. Social, flexible, and outdoorsy. Lunchtime in Australia happens around 12:30 or 1 p.m., and it's treated as a genuine break, not just a refueling stop. The outdoor culture shapes the experience. People are far more likely to go out for lunch than eat at their desks. If the office is close to a beach, park, or river, you'll find people sitting outside enjoying the sun. Many offices have outdoor areas with picnic tables or balconies to encourage this. Colleagues often eat together, chatting casually about life, sport, or weekend plans. Common lunch choices include poke bowls, schnitzel sandwiches, sushi rolls, salad wraps, or the classic Aussie meat pie with tomato sauce. Vegetarian and vegan options are widely available, reflecting a strong health-conscious culture. It's common for workplaces to have Friday BBQs or team lunches, either catered or informal. Some companies even offer subsidized meals or wellness-based breaks like walking clubs or yoga sessions. Unlike more rigid cultures, Australians trust you to manage your own break time. Whether it's a 20-minute power snack or a 1-hour recharge outside, it's all okay, as long as you get the work done. 5 o'clock, end of the workday. Early exits and strong boundaries. The official workday ends around 5 p.m., sometimes earlier. Australians guard their work-life boundaries, and so do their employers. You won't see people staying late just to impress their boss. In fact, consistently working overtime might lead to concern, not praise. It's a sign you might be burning out or need more support. Most offices start clearing out by 5:15 p.m. Some workplaces implement no meetings after 4 p.m. policies or encourage calendar blocks for deep focus, helping people log off without stress. After-hours communication is minimal. If someone messages you after 6 p.m., they'll usually apologize or add, "No rush, just flagging this for tomorrow." Employees are encouraged to disconnect, and many companies actively promote digital wellness, turning off notifications, using out-of-office replies, and not expecting instant responses. Sunset evening, social, active, and unplugged. Evenings in Australia are where the real life begins. With good weather most of the year and long summer sunsets, people are drawn outside. Common evening activities include woman running a jog through the park or along the coast, man surfing an after-work surf session, dog face a walk with the dog while chatting with neighbors, beer mug a drink with friends at a rooftop bar or beachside pub, basket a casual dinner with family, often outdoors. Weeknight socializing is relaxed and spontaneous. It might start as just one beer and turn into a game night or dinner party. Australians value connection, humor, and shared experiences more than routine. TV and streaming are popular too, but not the default. Many people prefer catching up over backyard fires or stargazing than binge-watching indoors. Some take evening classes, play sports, or attend community events. Alcohol is part of social life, but generally in moderation. Craft beer, Aussie wine, and a gin and tonic are common favorites. Excessive drinking happens, but less so among working professionals. Australia cultural work traits: confident, relaxed, human first. Trust over control, managers give freedom. Micromanagement is frowned upon. You're expected to own your time and deliver results. Balance is non-negotiable. Flexibility isn't a benefit, it's the norm. Remote work, mental health days, and summer hours are often built in. Straightforward, friendly communication. Australians value honesty. They'll tell you if something's off, kindly, but clearly. You're expected to do the same. Informality is everywhere. Work emails may start with, "Hey mate," and meetings might end with jokes. Formal titles and rigid etiquette? Not really a thing. Community matters. There's a strong sense of team spirit. Birthdays are celebrated, morning tea is shared, and workplace culture is often built around inclusion. Life happens, and that's okay. Need to leave early for a school play, a surf competition, or your nan's birthday? Go for it. Australians respect life outside the office. YW checkmark in short. The Australian workday is easygoing, human, and genuinely fulfilling. It respects your energy, gives you space, and believes that happy people do better work. You're not expected to sacrifice your health, your hobbies, or your relationships to succeed. In fact, doing so would probably be seen as unbalanced. If Canada is about polite professionalism and structure, Australia is about confident freedom and joy, with a bit of sunscreen on top. Here, you're not just allowed to live well. You're expected to. Canada versus Australia. Where is it more comfortable to work? A side-by-side comparison of two English-speaking worlds. Alarm clock wake-up time. Canada. Most people wake up between 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Mornings are calm, functional, structured. It's all about getting ready for the day with minimal chaos. Australia. Many wake up even earlier, between 5:30 to 7 a.m., especially near the coast. Mornings feel alive, packed with movement, nature, and vitamin D. Verdict. Both countries value an early start, but Canada leans toward mental clarity, while Australia energizes through physical activity and sun. Man walking commute. Canada, reliable, but often long. Public transport is common, especially in big cities. Quiet, solo-focused, often done with headphones and coffee. Australia, more varied. Bikes, cars, scooters, walking. Commutes are often shorter and more scenic, especially near coastal towns. Verdict. Canada feels efficient, even if it's longer. Australia feels freer, even when it's improvised. Adult laptop computer start of the workday. Canada, structured, respectful, quiet. Meetings are formalized, communication is polite and measured. Australia, casual, collaborative, open. Meetings often start with jokes or small talk, but focus on output, not ceremony. Verdict. Canada offers predictability and calm. Australia offers ease and openness. Hot beverage breaks and lunch. Canada, functional and short. Many people eat at their desks. Social lunch is rare. Australia, seen as a real pause. Outdoor meals, group lunches, even weekly BBQs, it's about slowing down to recharge. Verdict. Canada treats breaks as efficient pauses. Australia treats them as necessary fuel for well-being. 5 o'clock end of workday and overtime. Canada finishes around 5 to 6 p.m., but some industries accept overtime. After-hours messages happen, though polite. Australia, and strictly around 5 p.m. or earlier. Overtime is discouraged and boundaries are protected. Verdict. Canada respects the boundary, but can blur it. Australia draws the line and defends it. Sunset evenings and lifestyle. Canada, calm, home-focused. Gym, home-cooked meals, family time, light socializing. Weekdays are for recharging. Australia, active and social. Evening swims, pub nights, spontaneous BBQs. Even weekdays feel like they belong to you. Verdict. Canada values rest. Australia values recreation. One planet, two paths. Where would you feel at home? We just lived through a workday in two different worlds. In Canada, we saw structure, courtesy, and emotional calm. A culture where your schedule is steady, your commute is quiet, and your boundaries are politely respected. Where comfort means predictability, and peace is found in order. In Australia, we felt sunlight, ease, and movement. A place where mornings begin with surfboards, not spreadsheets. Where teams are friendly, hierarchy is minimal, and balance isn't a goal, it's a given. Two countries, two visions of working well. One leans on politeness and process. The other flows with freedom and flexibility. And now, the question is yours. Backhand index pointing right, which rhythm fits you better? Would you choose the calm professionalism of Canada or the laid-back vibrancy of Australia? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And maybe, just maybe, you'll discover that your dream workplace isn't where you thought it was.